Do you know that you can drastically increase the sales of your business by simply employing and applying a psychological concept known as the decoy effect? Let me ask you a question. Have you ever gone to a hospital because of a headache, but then when you went there, you saw patients who are suffering from cancer, from diabetes, and other terminal diseases, and all of a sudden, your headache seemed to disappear. You felt as if you had been healed miraculously, even without seeing or talking to a doctor. So the question, is it true that you got healed? Of course not. It was a psychological effect taking place in your mind when you compared your situation with the situation of other sicker patients. You felt as if your case meant nothing. So that psychological effect is the one that is known as the decoy effect. And let me tell you, most business people, entrepreneurs, and marketers have been using this concept to make you buy more from their shops and you continue consuming more of their services. A psychological effect. Now, what is a decoy effect? A decoy effect is a psychological pricing strategy where a third option is introduced in order to influence, to direct, and guide customers towards buying a certain product or service. This third option is not supposed to sell. It's just required to distract customers by making them see and feel that one of the other options is more superior than any other option. And by doing so, they continue and start consuming that other option. A good example, consider an executive barbershop that charges 1,000 Kenya shillings for a haircut. They have a good number of customers, and with time, they decide to introduce a second option where you can do a haircut and also a massage at a cost of 1,500 Kenya shillings. But the customers, instead of going for package number 2, they continued using package number 1. So they come, they do a haircut, they are told we have another package where you can also do a massage at a cost of 1,500 for both. And they would seem not to be interested till the barbershop introduced the third option. And this third option was the game changer. They said that for 1,500 Kenya shillings, you can do a massage. For 1,500 Kenya shillings, you can do a massage. That is the third option. The first option, 1,000 Kenya shillings for a haircut. Option number 2, 1,500 Kenya shillings for a haircut and a massage. And option number 3, 1,500 Kenya shillings for massage alone. Number 1, 1,000 Kenya shillings haircut. Option number 2, 1,500 Kenya shillings for a haircut and massage. And number 3, 1,500 Kenya shillings for a massage alone. And all of a sudden, customers compared the 3 options and they realized that the most superior option is number 2. And that's what the barbershop wanted, people to start consuming more and more of their premium package, which was number 2. Remember, option number 3 of 1,500 Kenya shillings was only a decoy, that with 1,500, you could only do a massage. Why would you go for that option when you can do option number B for the same amount of money, 1,500 Kenya shillings, you get a massage and a haircut? In fact, when you are using option number 2 compared with option number 3, it seems as if a haircut is being offered for free. But that was a decoy that was done on you. And all of a sudden, because we tend to compare prices, we don't make decisions in isolation. We want to get value for money, and therefore we only buy something that we feel that that gives us the best value. And that's what exactly the marketer wanted. It's like in the jungle. It's very ridiculous that even in the jungle, you see when lions are hunting as a pack, there's one lion that goes in the opposite direction and waits for the prey to come running towards that direction. And there's another lion that would now prompt the prey to start running towards the direction where the other lion is hiding. And when this prey is thinking that it is running away from this other lion that has disrupted it, it goes straight in the hands or towards the other lion, and that's how it gets caught. It's the same way that marketers, business owners, and entrepreneurs are making sure that if they introduce a premium package of 1,500 Kenya shillings for you to get a haircut and massage, they have to come up with ideas of how you will start consuming that instead of just doing a haircut at 1,000 Kenya shillings. If you think 1,500 Kenya shillings it's expensive for a massage and a haircut, then they introduce the third option where you will be required to pay 1,500 Kenya shillings for massage alone. And at that point, you realize that option B, and that's what they wanted, is more superior than those two other options. I ever went into a gym facility and saw that they were charging 30,000 for you to use their gym services for 1 month. And for 3 months, that is quarterly, they were charging 90,000 for you to do gym services. But on annual, if you wanted to do an annual subscription, believe me not, they were charging 100,000 Kenya shillings. So gym services, and they put it in their price list that if you want to subscribe for 1 month, you pay 30,000 Kenya shillings. If you want to subscribe for 3 months, you pay 90,000 Kenya shillings. And if you want to subscribe for a whole year, a full year, you only pay 100,000 Kenya shillings. Which option do you think people would go for? Of course, customers would automatically go for the third option. That is, you pay 100,000 and you get a full subscription for a whole year. So how did they start? They must have started with option 1, 30,000 per month and a full year for 100,000 Kenya shillings. Then they realized people are not going for 100,000 option. And to make people go for the 100,000 option, what they need to do? It was simple. Just employ the decoy effect and make the third option, which was 3 months subscription at a cost of 90,000. Why would you go for 90,000 for 3 months when you have an option of 100,000 for a whole 12 months? So that's a decoy effect. It works miracles. And the good thing, it doesn't require marketing. It doesn't require advertising. It doesn't require the business to lower prices for more customers to start using that package. All they need to do is to know how to present their prices. And once they know that science and make customers compare one price to the other, they are done. It's the same concept that Harry Markowitz, in his theory of modern portfolio, came up with. He said, for an investor who is faced with different investment options, with different risk, the investor who is supposed to be rational will choose the investment option that gives them the highest return. You have 3 investment options, same risk, Maybe you can invest in KCB, you can invest in equity, you can invest in cooperative, same risk, but there is one of these companies that will give you a higher return. So simple, just choose the one that is giving the highest return, because at the end of the day, all of them, they're having same risk. And at the same time, if you are encountered or faced with investment options that have similar returns but different risk, choose the one that has the lowest risk. It could be you want to invest in a bank like Cooperative Bank by buying their shares or government shares. And both the cooperative bank and the government, they are giving you the same rate of return. You should invest with the one with the lower risk. In this case, the government treasury bills or treasury bonds. That is how we compare. We make decisions based on the other options that are within our reach. So if you are a business person, if you are an entrepreneur or a marketer, the question is, are you presenting your offers in a way that you are able to guide your customers to buy the most premium package that you are selling? If that is not the case, just make sure to introduce a third option that will make one of the existing options to be more superior than the rest. And the one that you want to be the most superior is the one that is giving you the most returns, the one that is most profitable. And start a third option, and somehow, without customers knowing, without forcing them, without marketing, without advertising, without threatening them, coercing them, intimidating them, they will go and buy that package that you want. When you know better, you do better.